There's a kind of vision that doesn't come through the eyes. It's the vision of the heart, the sight that comes from feeling. When the heart opens, you begin to see beyond appearances, beyond stories, beyond judgment. You see life as it truly is. Pure, unfiltered energy moving through experience. But here's the truth. Most people live with their hearts half closed, not because they don't want to love, but because they've been hurt. Somewhere along the way, life taught them that feeling deeply was dangerous, that caring too much meant pain, that vulnerability meant weakness, and that to survive, the heart must be guarded. But when you guard your heart, you also guard your light. You stop yourself not only from pain, but from truth, connection, and beauty. The heart is not weak. It's the most powerful instrument of perception you have. When it's open, you feel everything. And in that feeling, you see what the mind can never grasp. Open your heart, and you begin to see patterns others miss. You sense the emotions beneath words. You recognize the energy behind actions. You read the language of life without needing translation. That is seeing beyond. When you feel deeply, you stop reacting from fear. You start responding from understanding. And in that awareness, the world transforms before your eyes. You begin to realize nothing was ever against you. It was only showing you what needed to be seen through love. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every loss, they were not punishments. They were initiations. Each one asked quietly, "Can you stay open even here? Can you let this experience soften you instead of harden you? Can you choose awareness over defense, compassion over closure?" Because the moment you do, the pain begins to dissolve. Not because it disappears, but because your perception expands beyond it. When you open your heart, you start to see the invisible threads connecting everything. You see how people's actions stem from their own wounds. You see that anger hides fear, and that fear hides longing. And you begin to forgive, not as a moral act, but as a natural realization. The heart sees unity where the mind sees division. The mind says, "Me versus them." The heart says, "We are one." And when you feel from that space, the energy of your life changes. You stop chasing outcomes and start attracting alignment. You stop fighting circumstances and start flowing with meaning. The heart is the bridge between the seen and unseen. It translates vibration into knowing and emotion into wisdom. That's why it's often said, follow your heart. Not because it always leads you to comfort, but because it always leads you to truth. There's a light that only turns on when the heart opens. And when it does, you see the entire architecture of your life differently. You see that even your most difficult moments were preparing you, not to close, but to expand. You realize that love is not an emotion. It's perception in its purest form. It allows you to see without distortion, to feel without attachment, to move through life with both strength and softness. Sometimes the mind will resist this. It will say, if I open my heart, I'll be hurt again. But that's an illusion. The truth is, when the heart is truly open, nothing can hurt it, because it no longer personalizes pain. It simply feels, learns, releases, and returns to peace. To open your heart is not to be naive. It is to be awake. It is to know that every emotion carries intelligence, every experience carries medicine, and every person is a mirror reflecting your evolution. So when life challenges you, pause. Feel before you react. See beyond what appears. Ask yourself, what is this moment showing me about love, about fear, about myself? That question alone begins to shift your awareness from reaction to revelation. Because when you feel, you see. When you see, you understand. And when you understand, you free yourself. The world doesn't need more guarded hearts. It needs open ones. It needs people who can feel without fear, who can love without agenda, who can see beyond pain into possibility. That's how transformation spreads. Not through preaching, but through presence. An open heart naturally radiates peace. It becomes a mirror where others remember who they are. And slowly, the world begins to soften too. You see, the energy of your heart affects everything. Your relationships, your creativity, your health, your destiny. When your heart is open, life aligns with flow. Opportunities find you. Synchronicities increase. Because the universe mirrors the frequency you hold. When you close your heart, you shrink your reality. When you open it, you expand your entire existence. So take a breath. Right now, place your awareness at your chest. Feel the quiet pulse of life moving through you. That's your gateway, your compass, your wisdom center. Say silently, I choose to open my heart, to feel fully, to see clearly, to live freely and notice what happens. Notice how the body relaxes. Notice how your breath deepens. Notice how even the air feels different. As if the entire universe just took a breath with you. That's because it did. The heart connects you to everything. So from now on, don't just look with your eyes. See with your heart. Don't just think about life. Feel it moving through you. Because in that space of openness, you will begin to see beyond illusion, beyond fear, beyond separation. You'll see what's real, and what's real is love. Always has been, always will be.